If you love looking put together, even in the summertime, but the heat keeps sabotaging your looks, today I'm going to be sharing my personal tips, my favorite hacks on beating the heat and still looking stylish, polished, put together, even when it's sweltering hot. Hey there, and welcome to my channel. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm so glad that you are here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe. I share styled hauls mostly, but also styled tips and other tidbits, some in-store shop with me's for ladies, mostly over 40, but really for anyone who likes kind of easy, elevated, stylish outfits is what I would say. So these are more everyday outfits, just for normal things that us ladies do. So not a whole lot of work outfits, not too dressy, not too sexy. I would say more modest, everyday, elevated looks that are easy and comfortable. So if that interests you, you can always check out any of my hauls, which are all styled, so you can get great outfit inspo on those. But if you are in need of anything, I search every site to find the best items, the cutest, most stylish, modern, classic items that really you can wear for years and years. Now, everything in this video will be linked down below if you are on your phone, iPad, anything like that. But if you're watching from a TV, you can use this QR code, scan it with your camera phone, and that will take you to my LTK, where you can shop all of these looks and also some little folders that I put together. So I'm gonna do like some skirts and they'll be grouped together. Ones that I pick out individually that I think would work good, either by fabric content, style, price, all those things. So searching the whole wide world internet and then compiling my personal picks there for you. If you have any questions, comment down below. Let me know your favorite beat the heat style tips and let's jump in. The first tip that I'm gonna suggest, and I think it is a must and probably the most important really all the time, but it is tip number one in this, and that is you must edit your closet. So this is something I do a lot and all the time to keep my closet in check, and you're gonna wanna do it at least seasonally. If you change sizes, maybe if you come into a lot of clothes, maybe somebody donates a bunch to you, or you go on a shopping spree like the recent Nordstrom haul stuff. So if you just, for whatever reason, there's kind of a shift in what your closet is doing and getting overfilled, I think that going through and making sure that things are seasonally appropriate. So you don't need as many sweaters. You don't need, all the cardigans and jackets. Maybe switch to lighter weight ones, and you can always have a couple in there. I like to put all my stuff away in the under the bed containers. I find that really, really useful and great. And you can get one for each thing. So you can have, maybe your wool stuff, your cashmere stuff, some heavier sweaters. You can even put boots and things away that you're not really using in the summer, but is taking up precious closet space, because I promise you, when you go into your closet and you have just the seasonal items in there, it's gonna make putting an outfit together a whole lot easier. You're gonna know what you do have, what you can work with, and maybe what you are in need of a lot more clearly. Tip number two, of course, you've probably heard this before, and that is to pick breathable fabrics. And I know a lot of ladies kind of stay clear from linen, and I think I did when I was younger. In my 20s and 30s, I was like, it's such a pain. It's just wrinkly all the time. But the more you own and the more you wear it, you kind of do learn how to take care of it and which kind of weights and finishes of the fabric, like the feel, the texture, work best. So I do agree, it is hard to have a bunch of crisp, 100% light colored linen. You are going to be ironing or steaming or wrinkly all of the time. But if you opt for lighter weight pieces, kind of gauze finish pieces, linen blends, that makes it a whole lot easier. And a huge tip, don't put them in the dryer. So you can still wash them, and then you wanna hang them up, but you wanna get them out of the wash when they are still like damp. Don't let them sit in there and get all wrinkly. Take them out as soon as the cycle's done if you can. Shake them out hard and hang them up. And that's just gonna keep the size, keep the shape a little easier. You are gonna need to steam or iron them, but also I have found that you don't need to do it as often on everywhere because it is such a breathable fabric that you can sometimes hang it outside. So hang it in your backyard, hang it on your patio, hang it up, and it will like release any kind of smells. So it is a lot more forgiving in that way, and it is breathable. So if you are sweating, it kind of absorbs the moisture and then dries itself pretty fast. So I find it to be an easy fabric once you learn about it, but there is a learning curve to it. Give it a try. If you don't have any, pick up like maybe 1 or 2 pieces. And I have some other tips for linen in another tip coming up. And tip number 3 is opt for a loose, flowy silhouette. So whether that is a dress or some wide leg pants or palazzo pants or a skirt, this is where you want to get something that just has a lot of movement and isn't really fitted. So a kind of relaxed or even oversized, flowy, think beachy, bohemian, but you don't even have to lean that way. You can have a lot of classic looks with just a flowy fit. Having the item let airflow through, I feel still allows you to wear a lot of different fabric compositions and not be sweltering hot. So as opposed to, even if you wore 100% cotton, like more fitted dress is going to be hot. Of course, denim, 100% or even up in the 90 percentile, denim is hot. But this is where I will incorporate some of my polyester or other kind of blend dresses because there are some really pretty patterns, which patterns also hide sweat. But if you get a loose, flowy feel, I just feel that's not going to trap the heat, and you kind of open up a whole realm of possibilities. It's easier to travel with. It doesn't wrinkle as easy. There's a lot more affordable options. And so it does have its place. Opt for something flowy and thinner weight and you will do just fine. All right, my tip number 4 is utilize lightweight layering. Yes, even in the summer. I see so many people saying, no layering in the summer. It's a good idea. And there's so many options. There's so many different ways to go. So one, you can opt for an open knit, like crocheted top like I have on here today, which also my outfit of the day is always at the end of the video, and the information for it is linked at the bottom of the description box, along with my stats. So my weight, height, all that stuff. And you do want to check that per video because I do swing weight. So earlier this year I was a large and now I'm a small. So that's just how I am. Whenever I try to eat healthy or be a little healthier, I do drop weight. And then when I'm not, I do gain weight. So that swing, especially at 47, I'm finding the swings are getting bigger. But there are lots of great lightweight options, and you will find that it elevates all of these kind of basic outfits that we wear in the summer, because I do think a great short and just tank top is an excellent way to go. And you could just pop on a linen blazer and that makes the whole outfit look just so much more stylish. And there are several different ways. You can get them lined, you can get them not lined. I love a lightweight cotton button-up or a gauzy button-up or an eyelet button-up. That's such a great top to add over a dress or any lightweight top that you're wearing underneath, or even just button it low, tie it up, and it's kind of a stylish, sexy, but not too overly sexy, I think, top for those hot days. I also utilize kimonos and dusters just to add that other layer, and it doesn't add too much heat, but it adds a whole lot of style. Another favorite, a chambray top, which is a very lightweight kind of denim cotton material. I recently found some really great ones at Nordstrom and even Walmart and Amazon, so I will have those linked down below as well. It's just a great, like, cool looking third layer. It's not going to overheat you. You're still going to get all of that breathability with 100% cotton. And I love the look of a vest. So while that's not going to give you a whole lot of arm coverage, what it does do, I find, if I'm wearing a more fitted tank top and there's rolls or bra situations, it just covers all that up and you can still be breathable. And then just having that extra layer adds a whole lot of style. So don't discount adding a vest. And if it's not too hot, maybe it's 80s, you can still get away with wearing a cotton or twill jacket or even a lightweight denim jacket. So if it's sweltering, maybe not these, but these are good to have maybe early morning or in the evening or to just put over. Okay, tip number 5 is opt for a matching set, like a coordinating set or a one piece. And this is so good because it is a stylish one and done outfit. There is just something about a one piece and it almost gives the same style look along the lines of a dress, right? So a dress is a one piece item, and I find when I wear a dress, it doesn't even matter if it's fancy or not, or looks nice or not. People love it. It's always stunning. It always looks dressy, and it doesn't even matter. You're just wearing a dress and sandals. But if you don't want to opt for a dress, a jumpsuit is a great option. Now, I was against jumpsuits for a long time, but that was because I was trying to get too tailored of a look. So it'd have like a zipper or zipper in the back or buttons and just be too much work. But ever since I found the pull on, pull up ones, it's just as easy as a dress. It's the other way. And it looks just really good and really easy. So I will find on hot days that I do not feel like getting too dressed up, but I want something easy, one and done, I will just slide on my jumpsuit. So I have this blue one that I love. I wear it all the time. It has all the built-in undergarments and I love it. It's loose and flowy, a fun, bright color. I just find it really comfortable. And then another one that I picked up this year was this cotton one from Quince. And it just looks nice. You just pop on some flats or some wedges and you are all styled with one piece. It's so easy. And another look I've been incorporating are coordinated sets. I actually did a video this year on Amazon's best-selling sets. So if you are in the market and you're kind of wanting a closer look at what they have, because they are affordable, then I will link that video down below for you to watch next as well. But that gives you the same look of a jumpsuit, but you do have that separateness. So, I know that's the problem with jumpsuits is, in public, going to the bathroom. So a coordinated set gives you the same look as a one piece, but you have that separation. All right, my tip number 6 is pick sweat smart colors and prints. And if you do not think about this or haven't thought about this, it is so important. So I love wearing white in the summer. I wear a lot of white in the summer. People actually comment that I wear a lot of white in the summer. And I'm actually gonna be doing a white dresses haul from Amazon. So if you do need some dresses or skirts, I'm gonna be looking into what Amazon has because I personally like to pay less because, white can get ruined easy. So I don't like to pay a whole lot for white items, but I love wearing white. But I would say if you are opting for white in the summer, you're gonna want a loose filling item or a loose flowy item in the fit. But the smart way to go is to pick a darker color. So I'm kind of an advocate for black, but if you don't like black, navy or the chocolate brown colors are a great option too. They hide sweat so much better. And if you get it in those cotton, linen, poplin, gauzy finishes, you still get all that air breathability. You do get the protection from the sun. It feels the same. It's not gonna be hotter. It's gonna be better than a fitted one, and you don't have to worry about the sweat. So I would say give it a try. There's several, especially black linen items that I own. I love black linen pants. I recently picked up a beautiful black linen dress from Nordstrom in the spring that I've been loving. So there are options. They are thin, they are breathable, they look good, they hide sweat, rolls, dirt, everything. So don't discount it. Darker colors in the summer. They're very helpful, very forgiving, and at the same time, patterns. So I wear a lot of monochrome and more solid color items really in the fall and the winter, but in spring and summer is when I like to have fun with patterns, and they hide not only sweat, rolls, but also any wrinkles or anything that gets on it. So they are fun for that. That makes life easier. So if you've gotten rid of all your prints, I say it's fun in the summer. Try it out. Tip number 7, I'm gonna offer a few tips that elevate your style when it is super hot. And number 1 is going to be to control your hair. So I love wearing my hair down like this. This is actually my favorite way to wear my hair. I think it's kind of a security thing. I just like the way that I look like this better. But recently I was on a trip to Southern California and it was near the coast and there's wind and humidity and my hair went crazy because I have naturally curly frizzy hair. And I just felt like everywhere I went, I kind of look a little bit like a mess. So after a couple days, I just started brushing it back into a low ponytail, like a bun. I think that's a nice slick look. You don't have to worry about it frizzing and everything. So definitely learning to control your hair on those hot days in humidity, when it's windy, it's just gonna give you a better overall polished look, no matter how much you love your normal everyday style. And my next tip is regarding jewelry. I would say opt for a thin, delicate necklace, which is mostly what I wear all of the time, and smaller, lighter weight earrings as well. So I love a chunky earring or necklace or bracelet or cuff every now and then, but in the hot days, you know, a cuff is just gonna add more heat. If you're wearing a bigger necklace, it just gets hot and can almost like burn your chest area. It gets just very uncomfortable. And even a big earring feels just heavier and hotter. I think lighter, more delicate jewelry on hot days just looks easy breezy, a little more classic and polished. So save your chunky bold jewelry for the fall and winter and now opt for, you know, more delicate pieces. Another finishing touch that elevates, an easy elevating thing in the hot days, is opt for some lovely leather slides. I have mostly moved away from heels. There are some that I still have and I love and I like, and I still have them because I pull them out every now and then, but on the daily, most of the time, I'm wearing flats. So if you love flats too, I've actually done several videos on flats and I show them a lot in all my videos because it is actually what I like and what I wear. But opting for a beautiful pair of leather slides elevates the whole outfit. So while flip-flops and rubber and foam sandals have their place, that is a more casual, beachy look. I would say if you're trying to elevate a normal kind of plainer outfit, opt for a beautiful pair of leather slides. My next tip that elevates is opt for a structured summertime vibe purse. And I have several that I use in the summer that I've been loving. Some of these I think I've had since last year, but I love a kind of basket straw looking purse, but that is structured. So not something real slouchy. I do pull those out every now and then. It just depends on balancing with your outfit and the textural differences as well. So whatever way you're trying to go, but you can find some really pretty structured summertime vibe purses. I have several that I've picked up from Amazon and elsewhere, and I will be sure to link a price range of items and looks that would elevate any summer outfit. And my last one, if it's not too hot, add a belt. So a lot of times I will wear a thinner belt, but just popping on a belt with your, linen trouser shorts or even over a dress can change the whole look. So don't discount belts. Yes, sometimes, especially like a wrap belt can make you a little sweatier in the middle, but that one's worth it for the overall look, and the whole rest of the outfit can still be flowy and airy. And I wanted to just throw out a few bonus tips because maybe you don't know about this, and I'll say one of these is new to me. These first two I haven't tried personally, but I heard about them, and so I want to share them with you in case you are in need. But they do have chafing sticks that you can put on your legs or under your armpits. So if your skin is sticking, you know what I mean. You're sitting somewhere and then you move and it's like sticking and you get the chafing from the rubbing. If you have to keep walking, there are so many good chafing options these days. So again, I will link down below some of the best-selling items. This is not a product I'll tell you that I've used myself, but I've heard a lot of ladies recommend and highly suggest these. So if you are in need, definitely give that a try. The next item that is newer to me is armpit pads. So I know a lot of ladies have done a lot of DIY things over the years, what I've had to do, and I've seen, other ladies that I know had to do, but they actually make a little pad that you can put on the inside of your shirt so that the sweat isn't coming through. So this is great for the summertime if you want to wear a lighter color, but you don't want that huge sweat stain, or if you're wearing a silk top or kind of a thinner top where it would show. I think this is a great option. You get several for a great price. I'm sure that box will last you quite a while. Now, one of my favorite tips, and something I have to do quite often, and that is stashing blotting sheets or even just like a tissue or a napkin, and you can pull it apart. Just make sure it's something real thin. So when you get oily, which I do, or sweaty, I have to blot all the time around places. And instead of adding on more makeup or powder, anything like that, simply just blotting it just is going to make you feel a whole lot better. I think too, I was even experiencing this earlier this year, I think for premenopausal reasons, sweatiness. And so it is something that I just have on hand all over the place. So if you find that you just have that oily, sweaty look, more so in the summer, get a box of blotting papers, or you can always have a tissue. You want the not super fluffy cottony ones, more of the thinner ones. That's why I said pulling a napkin apart and just using the one ply of it works really great for this. Another thing to keep is a little mini fan, so a little blowing fan, which I love to do if you're gonna be somewhere, and even if you're sitting outside, you could set it on the little stand and have it blowing at you. Sometimes we need that. I also do like to keep a hand fan nearby in my purse. I do find that very helpful when there's no wind and you just need a little cool down. Another item I find that cools me down is a cooling mist or spray. So I love the one from Claudel. It's like a grape water, and that just feels so good. It's a continuous cool spray. I love the Clinique misting spray. That is really cooling and good too, especially if you just get real hot or dry. And then one of my all-time favorites, the 3-in-1 Hangover. It's a setting spray, mist, moisturizer. That's another great one to just mist on throughout the day. It just cools you down, kind of refreshes your makeup, and it feels really good when it's very hot outside. Another hack, if you have to be walking, say you are at a theme park or walking around a town and your feet just get really hot and sweaty in your sandals, you can spray a foot deodorant or an antiperspirant deodorant in there, and that will kind of help things out. So I don't really like to use antiperspirants and things like that regularly because I feel they're pore clogging, and your skin wants to sweat, so you should let it, but sometimes we don't need it to. And so I would say use sparingly. This is not an every time thing. This is maybe if you're going to be around a lot of people, or you're going to be in, somewhere hot long term, then I think that this is a great option. And one of my favorites, because since I don't like to use an antiperspirant, is having cooling wipes or deodorant wipes, and you can just wipe your armpit. So the smell comes from bacteria in there. And I actually don't wear deodorant normally on a daily basis. If I find I'm going somewhere, I have a natural one that I do use, and it's just a deodorant to counteract smell. So it doesn't stop me from sweating still. But what I do is just, you got to keep the area clean. So you can use, washcloth and soap and water, but obviously if you're around the house or somewhere, but if you're out and about, just get some natural cleaning cloths or deodorant cloths and wipe the area. And you might have to do it a lot, but it is healthier, and it does refresh you if you're feeling a little sticky, a little smelly, and it just gives you a fresh start. All right, hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend. That would really help the video out, and I would appreciate it. Let me know your favorite hot weather hacks, because I know we all live in different areas, and I know in the South it's really humid, in the desert it's really dry and hot, but I think we all experience 100-degree heat, so we all have hot days, some a little more uncomfortable than others, but I know that there's lots of hacks out there. I'm sure at our age, over 40, we have accumulated ourselves, so I would love to hear your hacks. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I would love to have you back, and it's free. I wanted to thank you so much for dropping in and spending some of your time with me today. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in the next one.